That's very good.
Welcome to the 50th episode of the Daft Previews podcast. Apologies to our usual listeners who tune in on a Tuesday. Wish I had a good enough reason, but I don't. So fuck yous. We're doing something different this week. We'll try to drop you more episodes more often with a shorter time frame so you guys can get on with your life. As always, it's Dan and Luke here. Today we are previewing a couple of games. We'll just kick off Thursdays and Fridays today. We'll figure out the rest for the weekend. But tonight, in an hour and 20 minutes, we see the Cronulla Sharks versus the Melbourne Storm. Late news, Nico Hines, Toby Rudolph caught hooking up in the back of a Datsun. They've contracted COVID, not even COVID-19 anymore. It's 2022, 3 years of this bullshit. Braden Trindle is the new halfback for Feeder, joins the starting side at prop. The new man on the bench is the people's elbow himself, Braden Hamlin-Ueli. Sifa Talakai is on origin duty, so Connor Tracy comes into the centres. For the Storm, they've got no late changes, slight adjustments to the lineup, though, with Dean Eremia coming onto the wing. Nick Meaney moves to 6. Nick Arima drops to 18th man. Branded Big Stiffy Smithy will start at hooker. Josh King's the lock. And Sweet Nelson, Asafa Solomona will start at prop with Tui Kamika going to the bench. How keen are you for this one, Luke?
I'm actually pretty excited for this game. It's a tricky game. I thought if Nico Hines played, I'd be very confident. I haven't really seen them in the market since he got ruled out, but I understand they're still outsiders, 6.5 points.
Yeah.
So I imagine they'll still were outsiders. I don't think he moves the market 6.5 points.
He moved
being out
exactly 5 points.
Yeah, so I thought the Sharks head to head with Hines there'd be good value. The old theory of Melbourne Storm, they don't lose 2 in a row, they bounce back. That's gone. That's happened so many times recently. But the only thing now is obviously without Hines there. I don't know where this attack or even just the steering them around the park, because as you know, young Matty Moylan's hammies aren't what they used to be, so I don't think he's going to do a ton of kicking. But then you got the Melbourne Storm, who are missing Munster, who is their best player. But Pappenhausen, after a week, he might start warming up again. Remember last time when he got basically KO'd?
Yeah.
Took him a while to get back into it. It was a slightly different injury. So I'm excited for this game. It's a shame that it's during Origin, because these two teams played earlier in the year when they were both stacked. And it actually, for the first half, was a very good game of football, and then kind of blew out in the second half. But looking forward to it. What are your thoughts?
Well, I was preparing for our episode on Tuesday, so I actually put my bets on as soon as the teams were announced. So I got a bit cucked here. But
you went Sharks.
Quite similarly, I was leaning towards the Sharks. I had a multi built up around the Sharks performing well. But so I know the head-to-head market at the time on Tuesday, Sharks are $1.95, Melbourne $1.85.
Yeah.
This COVID news has come out. Sharks are out to $2.75, Melbourne $1.45. I still like the Sharks now, especially at those odds.
Yeah.
With a line of 6.5, I'd be quite stupid not to get on that. My friends at Sportsbet have actually given me some boosted odds for the Sharks. Anyway, I think I've got them head to head at $3.90.
$3.90 head to head.
Yeah, I got the boosted odds, mate. For the degenerates only. So,
that's value though.
Had a bit of value on that one. So, no, I'm all over that. I actually like the Sharks lineup. I don't like how they've been playing for the last couple of weeks, but I've got this thought around them. They've been shit the minute the weather changed. As soon as we hit winter, Cronulla were terrible. Because they still play the same way. They actually move the ball a lot, but in these conditions, it's not conducive to the way that they play. So I think late in the year, I reckon we'll see them kick hard again. But this is at PointsBet Stadium. They do have a fantastic record at home, but they've mainly played shit teams at home too. So they haven't been tested. But Melbourne's record is a lot better than this team that they're putting out there. They got those Origin outs, but even without those Origin outs, they had a lot of injuries. Right, their backline is fucked. Most
It's
people
very
don't know
yeah.
that. So, and Seve is competing with Morgan Harper right now as one of the worst defenses this comp has ever seen in the center position. So he defends on that right side, and if you've got a soft right side, you're going to leak some points because everyone scores down their own left, and if your right side defense is shit house, you're going to leak them. So
yeah, I agree.
I still like Cronulla here.
Where I really think the difference, and where I like even earlier in the week when I looked at it, I still like Cronulla is the benches.
Always. Oh, close.
The difference in the bench. We got Cam McInnes, Aiden Tolman, Teague Wilton, Hamlin Ueli, well-known established first graders. Kama Kamika, Tyron Wishart's very new. Alec McDonald, Jordan Grant. This is a sample of what Melbourne is going to be next year. And historically, they just seem to have these forwards just come through on budget salaries and turn out great stints. But they are starting to get a bit light in the forwards, and that's where I think the bench rotation. So if Cronulla can stay with them early on, I think they can hold them out and get the win there. That's what I liked about it. It's just the bench.
Yeah, I agree. I like the Sharks forward pack. That obviously that includes the bench, right? You can their interchange will come on and you wouldn't even notice a difference.
Yeah.
Whereas with Melbourne, you're going to feel it. Like they've had to resort to putting Nelson in the starting lineup. Means Melbourne don't want to chase points. They need impact straight away, but they're not getting much off their bench. With Melbourne, you can normally get those forwards. You pay them $50K a year, and you can turn them into diamonds. But that's because you're plugging into a system where everyone around them is fucking excellent.
Yeah,
they don't have that anymore. Like Jesse Bromwich isn't an elite forward anymore. Kenny Bromwich wasn't either. Kenny Bromwich was one of those guys just plugged in.
Yeah.
Now he's one of their better forwards. Brandon Smith might have to play 60 to 80 tonight. They're going to lose quite a bit of punch. They still have Jerome Hughes, though, who I think is their most important player.
Yeah.
But backline's a bit weak. Forward pack's a bit weak. The interchange is a bit weak. Their form's not great. They're playing away at PointsBet Stadium. I think even with Nico Hines out, I'd still have them Cronulla around $2.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think there's a lot of value in chasing the Sharks on this one. What about total points wise? Have you looked at anything on that, or are you Sharks line?
No, I've had a look at 40.5, but I think I'm up. So basically, for those who don't know, I'm living up in the Hunter region, and we have been getting absolutely smashed with rain. I don't know what it's like down in Sydney. I know it's raining in Sydney, but it's eased up a little bit. So I still assume it to be a bit wet. And to your point about the Sharks throwing the ball around, there was a game earlier this year against the Dragons where it bucketed rain and they threw the ball around and it just seemed to hum across the field. It stuck. But you're right. Since then, when they haven't seemed to adapt, particularly last week against the Dogs, they may have a little... They were still throwing it around a lot and not using change of angles. And Dogs were the same team. They were doing the same thing, going side to side. And that's why it was terrible conditions. But from what I've observed there with those teams is they need some dry weather football. So I understand it has been a little bit drier in Sydney today, but 40.5 is quite a big ask.
Yeah.
Who's going to kick for the Sharks?
They're probably cheering that it's not Nico Hines, to be honest. But
and that's
a little bit better, but he's still not good.
He's a shit kicker.
Connor Tracy, perhaps? Maybe Matt Moylan? I don't know.
Moylan hasn't kicked for years since he's hammy. So I don't know. So I can't see them converting a lot. But then again, I see Melbourne. If Melbourne are going to score, I think it's got to go. It's got to be Pappenhausen gets in there. But I don't know. I'm not confident. I like the unders in this game at 40.5. I think that's too big.
Yeah, I checked the weather earlier in the week, and it's actually... true. It did fuck me last week, but this week it came true. It did rain throughout the week, but today it has been pretty dry. So I imagine the ground will still be wet, but if we're not getting rain, the ball should stay relatively dry enough for the Sharks to zing it around. They don't have Nico Hines, but everyone else is still kind of there. So, and I do like Connor Tracy in that center spot too. So I think there'll still be some points. I think the bookies have got it right though, around 40. Seems like a reasonable. That seems reasonable given the conditions and the teams that are playing.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of $2 multis and doubling things up. So I do have two on this game. One I made on Tuesday when I thought Nico Hines was playing, and I think I can still bang them both. But I'll share them both with you. First one that I put on Tuesday was the Sharks to cover a 6.5 first half handicap. For the Sharks to score more than 15.5 points, and for Melbourne plus 18.5. So not to get absolutely blown out. So I was over $2 on Tuesday. Don't know what that is now. Feel free to put that together and shoot me a message and tell me what I'm looking at. But the other one I put together, given the lineup changes, I've got Sharks plus 12.5 in the first half. I got Melbourne to score more than 12. So they'll score 2 converted tries. I've got Cronulla to score more than 7.5. So that's just 2 tries. I don't think they can kick them, but Ronaldo could snag a double here. And I've got under 49.5 points. So I don't think Cronulla are going to put on as many points as I originally thought they would. I reckon between 18 to 30 points they were on for. Now that Nico's out, maybe between 14 to 22 points. But that's where I see Cronulla going. I still think they can score 3 to 4 tries, given Melbourne's shoddy defense. But also, Cronulla should control the middle most of the game. Their forward pack should win the battle. Their last tackle options, it should result in Trindle bombs, Matt Moylan bomb, Trindle bomb. So I don't see much happening outside of that on their field.
Agreed.
But those are my 2 double ups on this one. If I'm as good as I believe I am, I'll hit both.
With ease.
With ease. 2 double ups right there. And I just opened up my pending bets. I got Cronulla Sharks at $3.48. My apologies. $3.48 head to head. I got. Thank you, Sportsbet.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty hot. What player you reckon needs to stand up? Give me one player from each team who needs to get that big old dick out, drag it across the ground, and whip it in their opposition's face. Who is it?
Storm's easy. That's Pappenhausen.
Yep.
For them to like that back line, he's got to carry. He's got to score points.
He seems like someone's got the straightest dick in the club. Like
I'd say so. Yeah,
real straight. Yeah.
If I can put a level on it. The other one I think is for the Sharks. I'm going to go a bit left field here. He's been good, but he's been in and out as Dale Finucane. Yeah, I think
head knocks for old Dale.
Yeah, there's a lot of him and Wade Graham. This is probably the weakest Melbourne Storm team they've played in a long time. So.
Yeah. I reckon they're just going to bash him in the middle. For me, one that stands out is Matt Moylan. He's got to pull some strings. He can't play second fiddle all night. He's got to be good. Doesn't have to be his absolute best, but he has to be better than he normally plays for Cronulla to have a chance here. And I think for the Storm, we need to have, I reckon, Jerome Hughes, because it's not like he fades out of games. He's happy to hand it on to Munster, and Munster's cock's hard.
Yeah.
There's no hard cock around him this time. So he has to maintain.
It's very flaccid.
Yeah, very flaccid. He's got to maintain that erection for a full 80, meaning solid kicking. He needs to have his running game on. He needs to get the try assist happening. He's got to do everything for his club, because Nick Meaney's just going to run the ball. So I'm pinpointing Jerome Hughes and Matt Moylan. How about try scorers? Who do you reckon bags them here?
So in the anytimes, Pap's $1.81. That's crazy for me.
Too short.
I would. Brandon Smith, $3.35. It could get to the point where Melbourne realize they can't go around them. They're just going to try and go through them.
Yeah.
So Brandon Smith, $3.35, and then on the other side, Sharks. I think who's Mia defending against. Irimia.
I think he'll be playing on the left. Grant Anderson always plays on the right, so he'll be defending Katoa.
Mulatalo or Katoa.
Yeah,
Katoa there. Then $2.20.
And
also I've also noticed Cronulla attack better on Katoa's side, because I had Ronaldo one week for any time and they looked terrible, and then when they go Katoa's way, Katoa's scoring a lot of tries. He's just putting the ball down like it's. Piss.
Well, they're both in the top 5 try scorers in the comp. Both of them.
Yeah.
So, and they usually both score in the same game.
Actually, I've had another thought about it. Depends what Moylan plays
left,
so left-hand side of Ronaldo. Yeah, but Ronaldo Mulatalo side, because he's got to take over. Yeah, it's going to be Ronaldo. You watch Katoa score first tries and 11.50. Just get on that as well. Just cover all bases.
No, I do like Ronaldo for a few reasons. One, it's easier to score on that left side. 2, Melbourne's right side defense is shot. 3.
Yeah,
There's no Nico
Saab had a
Hines.
field day there as well.
Yeah, there's no Nico Hines, so Matt Moylan has to get his hands on the ball a lot more.
Mhm.
Connor Tracy is more likely to pass the ball than Talakai. So more signs point to a Ronaldo try, but I usually tend to pick on him anyway because Katoa can score 3 in a game and then not score
Yeah.
for 2 weeks. Like
Yeah.
Katoa is more likely to get doubles and triples. And that's no analytics or data telling me that. That's just old vibes from my nutsack. So I do like Ronaldo, and if he's paying over $2, I'll get a taste of that. But I also like the Melbourne forwards to score, whether it be Brandon Smith, either Nelson, or even Kamakamika. Because I think, they're sending a lot of traffic up the middle. But hey, I'm usually wrong. So look out. Question in the chat from old Jack Shannon, the Irish Aussie from the Discord. He wants to know if Olam gets over tonight.
It's not a bad shout because if you look at Olam in the international game he played the other day, he literally stepped up and said, "I'll do it on my own." And that back line, apart from Pappenhausen, Grant Anderson, Seve, he's playing against Ramian though. Ramian's usually pretty solid as a defense.
Olam versus Ramian, isn't it?
Seve running at Connor Tracy is more appealing to me personally.
Yes, and Seve doesn't pass.
Yeah,
he's on the Blake mold.
And again, same rule applies. Jerome Hughes' side would be Seve from memory.
Yes,
Jerome Hughes plays
Jerome Hughes and Seve.
Yeah, so that's what I'd be leaning.
Yeah, I do like Seve as well more than Olam. I think Olam's prices don't actually indicate the probability of him scoring.
Yeah.
He is quite a big name. He's a fan favorite. People love to get on him, especially in the fashion that he scores his tries. A lot of rough shit that he does to get him.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Jack Shannon, we like Seve more than we like Olam. Have a taste of that. Sam Revel in the chat. Welcome, Sam. Curtis, piss your jokes off, mate. We're here to talk footy. All right. So we've gone through try scorers. Do you think Cronulla can win? Or do you
I think so.
They're value at the line.
I actually haven't done my footy tips, and I'll do them now as we speak, but I will be tipping Cronulla because A, I am behind in my tipping comp, and B, I genuinely think they can win.
We've got to take some risks.
No, because I feel that didn't really happen earlier this year, but last year, the impact of Origin players being out was really like, I remember when Penrith played Tigers last year and had their first loss. Penrith were missing so many players and they're playing a shit Tigers team, and everyone was like, nah, Penrith. And Tigers were outsiders and they won. And it was like, fucking, you're missing that many players, big players, which I know Nico Hines is out, but when you're missing injuries and players off for family reasons, plus Origin players, and two of those are your dummy half and your number 6, then all signs point to the opposition.
Do you reckon ScoMo's there tonight?
Yeah, I'd say he's there. I think that's another good thing. If he's there, then just load up.
Yeah. If ScoMo's there, the Sharks play a little bit better too. So,
yeah.
I think they need this win, right? Cronulla, I reckon if they get this win, they're a good chance of finishing the 4.
Yeah, I think so too. I think
they're paying just over.
If Sharks, and also just on the other side, if Melbourne drop this game, Cowboys have to bye this week, I think. Cowboys will jump them into second, and Sharks will actually go level with them in second. Level with them on third. But for and against is a bit different. But it just brings like those Broncos into it. Even Parramatta, despite all their issues, are only then a couple points behind top 2. So
yeah, I think the Sharks are due for a late run when the weather conditions kind of sort themselves out. I think they're good for a good run. So if you're someone who likes futures, look, can you check this for me? But the odds for top 4, I think Cronulla are still over $2, $2.20 or something.
Futures.
I think the Sharks will make the top 4. Like the other 3,
220.
220. Yeah, I think that the Panthers, Storm, and Cowboys, I think they're almost locks to get in there. But battle for that 4th spot, as much as I want my Broncos to get in there, I do think the Sharks will.
I think you guys got a tricky run home.
Yeah, a tough run. I don't know. Half of them are fucking injured right now. Our injury list is huge.
Yeah, it is.
We got more players injured than the Dolphins have signed. Like,
I think your next couple of weeks aren't too bad, but then I know you still got to play the Storm. I think Storm Para in your last couple of games, and the Roosters you got to play again. You got to play Para twice, but Para could be off. You never know.
Yeah, the thing with against Parramatta is a team that likes to offload, and we don't even offload very well. Like, we don't shut that ball down. We just like to stay in a straight line, but those offloads, they flow against us. So I think Broncos will go top 6, but I think Sharks are valued to get top 4, especially if I'm right, which I'll be proven wrong in about a month or two. When this rain pisses off, the Sharks are going to come. Everyone's going to flock to the beaches. There's going to be a couple shark attacks. You can just see a lot of one-armed fans in the stands, So, no, I'm keen for that. Look, let's not touch tomorrow's game or anything like that. We've only got 4 games this weekend.
Yeah.
Let's do a podcast episode, YouTube video, whatever it may be. Let's do one before every single game. Probably a bit more notice than an hour out, but we'll see. Why am I out of focus? There we go.
Too
I
hot.
didn't make it better.
Too
Too
steamy.
hot. Maybe I'm fading away. Apparently, there's a big game in the AFL tonight. Won't be watching it. But thanks for letting us know. More
Geelong will win that.
Geelong? Who's it? Geelong versus
Melbourne.
Nah. See this? Where are they playing?
Geelong. It's top 2.
See, yeah. The thing about AFL, and as a growing fan of the game, someone who's studied it meticulously over the past 3 weeks, I did have to Google the rules for it too. Melbourne are slided. It's not going to be a good day for Melbourne fans. Let me tell you that. Storm will go down. The Demons will go down. And, I don't know what they are.
Demons.
Okay.
you thought Demons. Oh God!
Bet against Melbourne tonight. Is Melbourne playing in anything else? Is there any cricket, netball?
No. I'm sure there's a lawn bowls league going on as well. There's nothing else.
Nothing else. All right. So bet against Melbourne tonight, ladies and gents. One thing I'm going to drop for those of you who are listening live. I've got a few multis running. Obviously, I've got my $2 specials running all weekend across 4 games. I'll share that. I had a fair bit of bonus bets in the kitty as well. So I've done a few things. I've got a few value bombs. So a couple of bets that I think are a bit juicy. I'll be dropping those. And I've also got a try scorer one. I don't like picking try scorers, but if it's bonus bet money, it's a free bet for me. So I'll share those in the chat as well. What else do we have? What chat is this? Maybe there is a Melbourne tennis player playing tonight. Any Melbourneians playing in the tennis?
Well, Wimbledon's down at the semi-finals, and there's no Melbourneians left in that. I don't know. Maybe a local tennis comp.
Local.
I don't know. Maybe there's a boxing card on with some Melbourne fighters. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe is there an athletics carnival happening somewhere?
Could be. It could be.
Just the darts. Fine. What about the darts? Is the darts on?
No, nothing coming up.
Any esports teams coming out of Melbourne?
Probably. There would be. Yeah, there's always esports. Just bet against them, even if they're $1 Don't worry about them. Bet against them. Even at halftime, if Melbourne are up by 6 or 12 at halftime, take the live bet Cronulla. Clip that, put it on Insta next week. You're welcome.
Well, I have been clipping a little bit recently. Did you happen to see my clips from last week?
You have, yeah. You're going to go viral soon.
Getting some traction. At first, I saw it. I was like, "Fuck!" I saw it on my own personal feed, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's me."
I did see a comment with someone who tagged someone else, and the tag was just purely because that person was tagged looked like you. It was pretty good.
Yeah, that was.
It was like you're a doppelganger.
Yeah, well, it's better than the other doppelgangers I've seen. I'll tell you that. But you're gonna be. I'm gonna clip you in it as well. So we'll be right. Our hot takes. So. Let's wrap this thing up because I've already had my dinner, but I'm feeling a bit peckish. I want something else.
Yeah, I'm going to order pizza.
In summary, we both think the Sharks are good value to win.
Yep.
Book it. We both think they'll cover the 6.5 line.
Mm-hmm.
Total points were split because we're fucked. I think the 40 is bang on. You think it might go unders.
Yep.
Try scorers, we both agree that Ronaldo, hot chance, and he's paying over $2. Put your dick on it. We both said Justin Olam's unlikely to score.
Yep,
And
correct.
Sebo's a hot boy, or Sebo.
Yep.
And we've got an arousing feeling in the veins of our dicks around a Melbourne forward scoring. Brandon Smith, we both agree on.
Mm-hmm.
And I also chucked in Nelson or even Kamakuika.
Go Ronaldo, Brandon, anytime. Sharks to win head-to-head, $18 on Sportsbet.
Ooh.
That's your 3 there.
I've got no more bonus bets left.
1 league fail, $50 bonus bet back.
Okay. You've twisted my arm. Plus, I got 5 bet returns ready to go. So I'll take all of our insights. I'll whack them in a multi. I'll share those in our Discord. If anybody is listening and isn't in the Discord server, the link to the Discord is in the description box below. What else do I want you guys to do? This is on YouTube. Like it, subscribe, share it, screenshot it. Fuck, do something with it.
Comment, abusers.
Oh, yeah. Comment, abusers. Roast our haircuts. Who's got a better haircut, me or Luke?
Not me.
It's not me either. I'm hiding all the parts that grow back. So catch us tomorrow. We'll be doing another one before the Souths
and Knights.
For the Souths and Knights. I got some hot takes on that one too. I reckon that's going to be a good game. I got my theories. Knights with no Ponga. I've got a good feeling about that.
It's a trend.
You know, Souths without the white fellas. You know, who's going to pay their taxes? So we'll have some insights, some storylines tomorrow. But join us. Appreciate you guys for firing up the chat. It was active as fuck. The lesson here is that we need to put these live streams on a little bit earlier. Agree?
Thanks, guys.
Salam.